Welcome back, everybody. Emma Watson is the latest celeb to admit she feels like a fraud and feels people will find out that she doesn't deserve her success.
Does that sound crazy? Well, these fears are part of a phenomenon called Impostor Syndrome. And it's actually more common than you think. Here to break it down for us is psychologist Jacqui Manning. Jacqui, why is it that successful people we think would be really happy and in a comfort zone, why do they feel like they don't deserve their achievements?
Look, everyone's susceptible to imposter syndrome. I've had clients ranging from well-known people to competent surgeons, really highly successful corporate people. No one really knows what's going on in your inner voice or your own negative self-beliefs. People can be born with them, or they can just feel like they don't deserve that success, that they got there from a stroke of luck. Or
is this just blatant insecurity, though? Are we just putting a moniker on something that may not need it?
Look, it can be. People like buzzwords, don't they? But it is actually been described since the 70s, so it's been around for a while. And research then said that 2 out of 5 people can experience this at one time, which is quite a lot. And I read another research study that said 70% of people experience this at some point in their lives. I think we all have our days where we feel perhaps a bit less competent than normal, and maybe that can set off a pattern of thinking that you're doomed to failure and whatnot, and that inside you don't feel like you should be where you are.
So when someone comes to you with this as an issue, what kind of things are you able to get them to focus on, and how to lift out of that sort of hole?
I kind of challenge their thoughts, and so this is what someone can do for themselves. They can actually ask an objective person, perhaps get a colleague or someone, if they don't feel like seeing a professional like myself, to really challenge their thinking and ask them if it's really true, ask them what they might tell their best friend. They can write down their actual successes on a piece of paper. Getting it outside of their inner world can really hit home.
Yeah. It's a very, I mean, I remember when I was doing therapy and talking about my self-doubt, but you just sit there and you go, and they just say, well, really, is this real? And you go, well, probably not.
Yeah. And
but it feels real?
It does. It really feels real at the time, and it can create a lot of anxiety. And from the outside, you wouldn't know. A friend of mine said, oh, I've been in the corporate world for 20 years. I don't think anyone's experienced this. I'm like, well, you wouldn't know unless they actually shared that information with you.
Well, Meryl Streep, Tina Fey, Marilyn Monroe, lots of famous women have admitted, it sounds like it, even though, David, you have a lovely feminine side.
I do.
It sounds like there's a lot of females who are suffering from this currently.
Yeah, look, and the research says females do experience this more than men. And I think men are better at externalising a situation. So, for example, as young boys, if they do badly in an exam, they might think of a reason such as, oh, well, I ran out of time, or I lost that cricket match because the other team had the advantage, whereas women might feel like, oh, I stuffed it up, I'm inadequate, that kind of thing. However, anecdotally, I have a lot of male clients, and I can tell you that a lot of them feel exactly the same way.
See, we're all as one.
We are. We're all just insecure.
Yeah, look, everyone has their moments, don't they? And if you can build yourself up by talking about it, really looking at it, knowing that other people experience this too, people who you think have it all going on and that their lives must be perfect, they experience it too.
Thanks so much, Jacqui. Good to see you again.
No problem.
Coming up, Will Smith has caught out with an Aussie actress. What's going on?
I've got to see this. Up next, Paul Mercuro cooks up a treat for some battling kids to celebrate McHappy Day.
Sing like a bird.